morning, everybody. Tony Jones here with Rebel Financial. Thank you for joining us. I have a great guest today in Stephanie Campolo-Merkle. She is with Dress for Success of Columbus. And so we're going to be talking to Stephanie about her organization and her as well. So we're looking, hopefully 10 to 15 minutes or something like that. But I want people to understand there's this resource, like there's so many in Columbus. And this one has a real specific, unique niche in what it does for folks. So let me turn that over to Stephanie. Tell us a little bit about what Dress for Success is about.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tony. I'm so excited to be with your group this morning, and even more excited to talk about the work that we do at Dress for Success. At Dress for Success, we focus on empowering every woman with economic stability. And we do that by providing her with professional development programs to help her get to her next, with professional styling service to make sure that she has a professional wardrobe. And then we really wrap her with a sisterhood of support to help her know what obstacles are in front of her and make sure we can get her through those.
Okay. I had told you I've been to one fundraising event. It really is just a great organization. And I think it's really uplifting for those females that are using the support and stuff. So, I mean, that's terrific. So how about you? How did you come into working there, and, a little bit about your background?
Yeah. So I have been in the nonprofit world for more than a decade, which is crazy to think about. And I actually started my time with United Way. And I worked at United Way in Cleveland and then came to United Way in Columbus. And I have always been in the development field. Here at Dress for Success, I lead the development and marketing and communication efforts. Okay. So in the development space, it's been really special to me because I not only get to know and understand the work and what's needed in the community, but I also get to work with our leaders and our workplace partners to really think about how best to engage them in our work. Okay. And so after about a decade with United Way, I was really excited to come to an organization that provides direct services. And that's what I've gotten at Dress for Success. I get to work with our women every day and really focus on, what she needs and then how I can connect our workplace partners to her.
Yeah. And you and I talked a little bit about this, wondering how much the pandemic has changed things, but you're saying you're even communicating with more women right now than prior to the pandemic. Is that right?
I think when everything happened back in late February, early March, no one knew what the future had to hold. It was a scary time for everyone. And I was just talking to one of my colleagues yesterday about this scramble to think about what and how we communicate next, and it has really been brought to my attention the way that our work has evolved in such a short time to meet her where she is really exactly where we need to be. Yeah. Quickly, we did close our boutique doors in terms of suiting for just about probably a 10-week span. But we were able to take all of our workforce development programs. At the time, it was 5 programs virtual, and had even more women participating virtually than we ever had in person. And what it showed to us is that we were able to do 2 things. We removed transportation barriers. A lot of our women have trouble getting to our boutique, which is down in the short north. So we removed those barriers. And frankly, we removed childcare barriers. So those 2 things alone let her join us really on her terms. And so we've really been able to change and evolve, and our woman just needs different things right now. Our goal is to get her back to work.
Yeah. Well, and when I initially heard of Dress for Success, dress is more obviously than the boutique and the wear. It's about mentally and professionally preparing them to dress them, so to speak, for advancement and things like that, and sometimes getting their first job, right? So let me say kudos to whoever built your website, because I'm going to rely on that as we go through this, and that'll help me keep my train of thought here. So let me go to that, and we'll kind of go through that. I think people can get a good idea as they're listening to us. The first thing I want to say is, or ask, well, let me mention real quick, this is dfscmh.org is the correct website to come to. There's others, because if you go to the international one, really, you can go in here and you can come down to USA, and eventually you'll get to Columbus. But I like this website because I'm amazed at this. You know, here I am thinking this was just a Columbus organization, but it really is truly an international organization. It has just grown from one, to all these, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, it's very exciting.
Okay, so let's come to here now, and we kind of did the what you do, but let's talk a little bit about so just highlights here on what you think is worth mentioning right now in terms of what, if somebody needs help, what are they going to do to reach out to you all to get the help they need?
Yeah. So generally, she will come to us through a referral from one of our referral partners, which we have over 100 referral partners here in Central Ohio. And that can be from another workplace. So Jobs and Family Services is a huge referral partner for us, and frankly, a really strong partner in general, as well as our nonprofit partners. So, as you said, Tony, most people know our work from the professional styling side of what we do. Generally, she will come to us when she has an interview secured. She will come to us and, and before COVID, we would style her. She would try on the clothes in our fitting room. It really feels like a personal shopping experience. A lot of women come to us with just, a lifetime of toxic stress in her life. She's never been pampered. She has never had a professional mentor to tell her how to carry herself in an interview. And so when she comes to us, we want to make sure that she feels welcomed and accepted and confident right off the bat. And that's what you get when you walk into our doors. Okay. So the professional styling piece of what we do, as you referenced, is only a small piece of the space that we fill with our women. Yeah. Generally, she'll come to us for the first time for styling, but we're really trying to inform the community that you can also come to us for the first time through our programming. Okay. So we have a career center, which is really tailored towards women who are not employed. And in our career center, she can come to us and print out documents. She can take self-led tutorials. And every Friday, we do have a development session for our women who are unemployed about how to get that job, how to make your resume rise to the top. Right. Also, how do you take care of you in the midst of this process? Because it can be really tough. Right. But once she gets that job, she can participate in our professional women's group, which meets twice monthly. And that program is really facilitated by leaders like yourself, other leaders in the community who can deliver topics with experience and talk to our women about how to grow and excel within the workplace and really how to focus on upward mobility. What right. types of conversations does she need to be having with her supervisor? Right. How do you negotiate the job? All those types of things. Right.
Well, when we talked earlier about, I know I have an inherent professional network and you as well. And a lot of people take that for granted because many people just don't have that. They're coming from circumstances where they just don't have that natural network. And so it's a lot more, being in a professional setting is, as you said, just a lot more stressful for them. And it's a lot more foreign to them than a lot of people who's maybe their parents or the friends or what have you have, they've had some experience and exposure to that. So, that's just another great reason, So let me come back on this then. Trying to be as quick as I can here. So you had mentioned referral agencies, but if they can't, here you can come to find those and go through this. But as you said, if they need help, they can simply contact you as well, and you guys will help them go to that, correct?
That's right. So when it comes to our styling services, generally she is referred to us from a nonprofit partner, and that really just tells us that she is workforce ready. She's done the work. We partner with a lot of organizations where our women have been, in a shelter or in protective custody. And so when she comes to us, she's ready for the workforce. Okay. That's the referral piece of that. But if she doesn't have a referral and she needs access to our programs or our professional attire, she really should just give us a call and we'll figure out what the best way to get her in is.
Okay, well, great. So let me, I want to talk about the events and some of the other programs that you guys have spurned from this. But let's talk about how individuals on the other side of this can help. What are the needs as an organization that you all need, from people in the community to give to you to make this work?
Yeah. So, I'm really proud of the volunteer experience that you receive at Dress for Success. We have a lean and mean staff of 6 full-time people. We served more than 1,800 women last year alone.
Wow.
We can't do that with 6 people. So each year we empower more than 900 volunteers to help support our women, which is incredible if you think about it.
Oh, yeah.
So specifically, I'm talking about pre-COVID times. We're kind of still figuring out what the new normal will be moving forward. But we were seeing 40 women a week for just suiting. And we can't do that alone. So often volunteers will help us really with that personal stylist service to our women. That's an opportunity to volunteer with us. We've altered our service offerings just a little bit right now where we need people to help us call and really understand what her preferences are before she comes to us. And then we'll pre-package those looks, put them in plastic bags, and it'll be a contactless system when she arrives to pick them up. So volunteers are still helping us do that. But if you think about it, and probably a lot of you that are listening to this are really taking this time to clean out and organize your lives. And so we're receiving more clothing at our donation entrance than we have in a long, long time. So we really need volunteers to help us go through and sort our clothing, because here is the beautiful thing. The stuff that makes it onto our boutique floor is something that I would wear. It's something that any woman would wear. It is not less than, often it still has tags on it. And we make sure that if we wouldn't wear it, we don't put it on our boutique floor. And I think that that's really a unique thing that Dress for Success offers. We do have a warehouse. Our boutique is in the Short North, right on 5th and High in the Short North. And we have a warehouse just adjacent to our building. And during COVID, we're accepting all of our clothing there in that warehouse, which is easily social distanced for individuals that are working in that warehouse. So it's a really safe place to be. And then we quarantine those clothes for 2 days before they come over to our boutique.
Okay.
So I feel really good about the safety precautions that we've taken. Volunteering is a huge need for us right now. As we talk more about programs, there's also opportunities to mentor and coach our women at a deeper level as well. And women and men can learn more about that on this website. And then certainly where you are now, giving financially, it's always a challenge for small nonprofits, but given the times that we're in, it's an extremely large challenge to make sure that not only can we serve the women that we have served in the past, but more women need our services now more than ever.
Right.
And COVID has really disproportionately impacted women living in poverty who already were isolated and now are even more isolated. So we'll talk in a minute about some new things we're doing to get to her where she is.
Okay. Well, before we do that, let's do one thing. Aside from all the things that we saw on this page we could do, the events page is worth looking at because you do have these other things. It looks like every month you might have a volunteer open house. Is that correct?
That is correct. That's correct.
So you can learn more about that there.
Yeah. I'm super excited about our events right now and really proud of the way that we've been able to pivot, even during all this. So we have our volunteer open houses once a month. If you want to learn more about volunteering, that's the place to do it. Our volunteer and donations intake manager, Ria Opiano, she's amazing. And she knows all of our volunteers by their first name. So you'll learn a lot at these open houses. Okay. You see that Fill-A-Bag sale, we call it our Fab sale, on the 7th and 8th of November. This will be our 3rd one of the year. And at that space, so for many of the clothing donations, we will accept everything. So you don't have to worry about sorting when you sort out your clothes that are going to come to Dress for Success. We ask for professionally appropriate attire, but we style every woman. We don't ever want to tell her no. So if she comes to us and she's working in a medical environment, we have scrubs for her. If she's working on a factory line, we want to make sure that we have steel-toed shoes for her. So we will take everything. Yeah. But the pieces that don't make it out on our boutique floor, but are still nice pieces, we will sell at our fab sale. And that sale is open to everyone. It's a really fun event for the community, but specifically it's an opportunity for our sisters and our clients to come back in at times where they're not due for a suiting in our boutique and really fulfill other needs that they have at a really low cost. Okay. So generally it's $30 and you just stuff a bag with everything that might be in the warehouse that day. Okay.
Well, that's a good segue because you tell me some of the developments that have stemmed from this. So let's talk about those then. Go ahead and I'll let you have the floor again and you can talk.
Awesome. You know, going through this process is scary. It's scary for anyone, but I'm really proud of the pivots that we've been able to make. And really, I think the listening that we were able to do with our women and what they need right now. So a lot of times women will come to us and say, okay, I have the clothing that I need for that interview, but I am terrified of walking into that room and not knowing how to answer those questions. And frankly, who isn't? You know, if you're not nervous before an interview, you're probably not doing it right.
Right.
So we listened to her and we thought, okay, so we need a program that helps her just go in and own that interview. And so we started a program called Interviewing for Success, where we partner our women with women and men who have experience in the HR industry. You have to apply to be a coach. You have to have 8 to 10 years of HR experience. And then we have a program for our women that ends with a full hour of one-on-one personal coaching with that HR professional to really help her understand, here are the questions you're going to be asked. Here's how you get back to what you want to talk about. You might not want to answer this question. So it really has just provided a space that our women need, especially now during COVID. And that was a goal before COVID. And it was so needed that we couldn't afford to say we're not going to do that right now. So that was launched during COVID, which is really amazing. We also started a program called Boss Girl that actually goes into high schools. So young women ages 16 to 18 who are getting, who are really thinking about what is next for them. And our goal is really to move upstream and make sure that, especially at that age, she has the soft skills needed to go on to her next. And for that program specifically, we bring in boss ladies, so generally highest ranking female officials within their organization, to come in and talk to our young women about where they are and what they were doing at 16 years old. And did they even know their career existed? And what do they wish they would have known at that age? So those two programs we launched during COVID, which I'm really proud of.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So, okay, well, I think we've covered a good amount of topics here. I just want to encourage people. One, if you're watching this video and it applies to you, go to the website, dfscmh.org, and you can learn more about it. It's Dress for Success. If you know somebody that you think this might help, just pass on this video. So, Stephanie, thank you. I appreciate it. It was a nice conversation. I appreciate you taking the time, to join us. Real quick, so next Friday, Phil is going to talk about, it'll be our financial planning topic. Obviously a lot of hardships, but still opportunities during the pandemic. So he's going to touch on that. The week after that is our week off. That's Halloween Eve. So just so you know, actually that's the 23rd. Halloween Eve is Cube Money. Scott Henderson will be here as well. And then Phil and I will have our audiobook on the first, I think it's November 6th, Zig Ziglar, How to Stay Motivated. So look for that book. It's an audiobook club that we do, so try to participate in that. So, but again, Stephanie, thank you. This was great. You guys, you do a great job with people, and people who think they have a need, please reach out. So
thank you so much, Tony. I really enjoyed being here.
Okay. Well, thanks, Stephanie, and take care. Have a great weekend, everybody.